I have a question for you. What is a gamer? Is a gamer someone who simply plays video games? Or is a gamer something more? In my recent videos, I have spoken about the gaming industry starting to pivot heavily back towards single-player focused games. The hardcore gaming community is tired of live service slop. Bad hero shooters, mediocre or downright terrible free-to-play shooters in MMOs, gacha slop, and scumly monetized sports slop that is cloned from year to year. Hardcore gamers are tired of the live service push and for years now have been screaming until it felt like the void. Until now. Publishers and developers are starting to crank out single-player focused titles more now than in a long time. But what started this domino effect? Why are things changing now after so many years? In my opinion, it's quite simple. Eastern developers have returned with a vengeance, and they are leveling the playing field. Think of all the most talked about games in the last few years. They have mostly been games developed by Eastern studios. While the West was killing the industry with live service slop, greedy tactics, advertisements, and paywalls, Eastern developers were bringing back so many different types of games that made the medium what it is. In the last few years, we have had Death Stranding 2, Lies of P, Elden Ring, Tears of the Kingdom, various Resident Evil titles, Silent Hill has returned, Castlevania has returned, we've gotten Black Myth Wukong, Crimson Desert, Stellar Blade, Pragmata, Neo 3, Monster Hunter Wilds, Dragon's Dogma 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Final Fantasy Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, and so much more. When you take a step back and think about it, the games that have carried this medium to glory have been Eastern developed games. In fact, most of the biggest names in gaming are Eastern developers. You can't talk about the beauty and history of the medium without talking about Capcom, Square Enix, Nintendo EAD, Konami, Sega, Koei Tecmo, all Eastern studios, and there's so much more. Most of the biggest franchises were made by Eastern developers. Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog, Donkey Kong, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and so many more. Titles that pushed the medium and walked so modern games could run. Games like Shenmue, Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, Resident Evil 4, Metal Gear Solid, Tenchu, games that literally created styles and genres. I personally think Metacritic is worthless now, but even if you go look at the top 10 Metacritic scores of all time, most of the games there are Eastern developed games, save for Rockstar developed titles. You can't talk about the history of the medium and not mention some genre defining developers. Shinji Mikami, Shigeru Miyamoto, Yu Suzuki, Shigeru Yokohama, Tori Iwatani, Hideo Kojima, Takuma Endo, Yuji Naka, Hideki Kamiya, Tomohiro Nishikado, Takashi Nishiyama, Hiroshi Matsumoto, Yuji Horii, Hironobu Sakaguchi, Yoshihisa Kishimoto, and Mitsuhiro Yoshida. I like to refer to this group of developers as the Beasts from the East. These creators are responsible for the most influential games of all time. Now, newer Eastern studios are starting to rise and they are coming in all guns blazing. The AAA landscape is about to change because the Eastern devs have come to shake up the competition and get people inspired to make crazy shit once again. And I couldn't be any more excited for it. Better start saving your cash, guys, because we're about to have an explosion of games made by hungry devs with a lot to say. And this isn't about Eastern devs versus Western devs. This is about people who love video games versus people who just want a check. The West molded and warped and became this cesspool of everything has to be online. Everything has to have a shit ton of monetization behind it. Everything has to be a cash cow. And it just became a bunch of titles that were just clones of each other. How many battle royales have we had? How many extraction shooters have we had? How many free-to-play shooters have we had? How many hero shooters have we had? We've had enough. And real hardcore gamers who love this fucking medium We have had enough. And these Eastern developers who just wanted to make cool fucking games, they know that. They see that. And now, because there are more Eastern developers out there who are smaller studios, who have access to these newer and more versatile tools, they can now boom their voice for the whole world to hear. They can now put their projects out there for the whole world to see. And people love it. You can't tell me people didn't love Black Myth Wukong. You can't tell me people don't love Crimson Desert. You can't tell me people aren't excited for a game like Blood Message. You can't tell me that, because the proof is in the pudding. These developers understand what's been missing. And these developers that are now trying to carry the torch of gaming into the future, they understand the history. They understand where we came from, and that is how we are able to move forward. You cannot, and I mean absolutely cannot, appreciate anything from gaming today without paying respect to what came before. Those developers I mentioned, those teams and studios I mentioned, they got us here. I love Grand Theft Auto. I love Red Dead Redemption, I love Assassin's Creed. There's plenty of Western studios I love, and there's plenty of Western games that I love. But call a spade a spade. The most influential games to ever be created in this medium have been created by people from the East. That's just a fact. And it's not, like I said, it's not an East versus West thing. It's a thing about values. It's about values. They value games just being what they are. Games. Good fucking games that people love and people want to play. Yes, everyone wants to make money. We're all out to make money. At the end of the day, you're not going to do anything for free, right? We have families to provide for. We have bills to pay. Obviously, people want to be successful. That's the intention of every company, to make money. But at the same time, it is a clear-cut difference between a person who wants to profit off something that they genuinely put their heart and soul into, and people who just want to put out a game just so they could collect some money and call it a day. There's a clear-cut difference, and I think more people need to see that. If you watch this video, if you don't take anything else away from this video today, I want you to go back and play those games. Go play Metal Gear Solid 1. Go play Ocarina of Time. Go play Shenmue. Go play Pac-Man. Go play Galaga. Go play Space Invaders. Go play Donkey Kong. Go play the first Sonic the Hedgehog. Go play those games so you can see how we got here. So you can appreciate how we got here and where we can go. We didn't have photorealistic graphics overnight. We didn't have cinematic camera angles and cutscenes. We didn't have voice acting and stories that can rival movies and TV. We didn't have that then. The reason why gamers are so protective of this medium and they gatekeep so hard is because the people who are just entering the medium, or the people outside of the medium, don't understand all the bullshit that we had to endure just for liking what we like. Imagine there's something that you really love and you like, and it helps you, and it makes you feel better, and it makes your day just a little bit better, and you got the whole world telling you you're a fucking weirdo, or that you're a loser because you like something that's genuinely fucking awesome. We went through that. I grew up being bullied for liking video games. I grew up being treated differently because I liked video games. I remember all the news stories about video game violence. I remember all the controversy surrounding games like Grand Theft Auto, games like Manhunt. I remember going through that. So when we see people come into this medium who don't know shit about it, who don't know the history, who don't respect how we got here, of course people like me get pissed off. Of course we get upset. Because this has been a long, slow journey. People want to say gaming has changed so fast. Sure, you could say that. Graphics have come along fast. Different gameplay styles and techniques and genres. So many different things have happened. Yes, and if you want to say it's fast, yes, it's relatively fast. But that's not how I look at it. I don't look at any of this shit as fast. I don't. This has been a long process just to get people to appreciate games the way they do today. Just to get people to respect video games the way they do today. In the beginning of this video, I asked you all, what is a gamer? To me, a gamer is someone who truly loves and appreciates this medium and its history. A person who's willing to try a game out, even if it's in a genre they've never touched before. A person who wants every game to succeed, regardless of if it's the kind of game they like or not. I am a gamer. I want every game to succeed. Truly, every game that comes out, even if it's a game I don't care for, I want it to do well. I want more people to play video games. I want more people to love and appreciate video games the way that I and many other people do. Because no matter what happens to PlayStation, Nintendo, or Xbox, even if Grand Theft Auto 6 released this year and was a critical failure and caused the game industry to crash, us gamers, us real gamers who love this medium, we're not going anywhere. So this pivot that is happening in gaming, this domino effect that has begun, it's happening because the East has something that the West has long since forgotten. Something they've long since lost. Games that are made by gamers for gamers. This is Orbital Rose signing off. Have a good one.